everyone, it's Roberta here, Fashion Over 50, and welcome to my bathroom. Today, I'm going to do my little 5-minute makeup routine, and lots of the stuff is just from the drugstore, so inexpensive and quick as well, because I don't like to spend a lot of time doing makeup. Right now, I have absolutely nothing on my face. I've just cleansed my face. It's dry. I have no moisturizer on it or anything like that. And I just wanted to show you a few of the products that I use and yeah, just to go do a quick little 5-minute everyday makeup. So the first thing I use, this is my hyaluronic eye cream. I got this from Amazon, and if you've seen this on Amazon, it's actually very good. I've had this actually for, oh gosh, a couple of months already. So it does last. And all you do is just push up from the bottom and you get like just a barely little bit. And then you just rub it all around. I usually just do one pump for both eyes. Yes, I have baggy under the eyes. Yes, I'm older. So this is something I like to do. I don't know if it does anything, but it feels good. And it does moisturize, and I actually do it on my eyelid as well. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I do. I just feel that in the corner of my eye, like here, I feel it's dry, so I always kind of just go all the way around and I just give it a few little swipes and let it dry up a bit. Anyway, like I said, I've had this for a long time, probably at least 2 months. So it is quite good. It's supposed to be, I think it's Korean, like a manufacturer. And then this is just my everyday. So I just use my Olay, sorry, little SPF 15 and this is the sensitive one because I have lots of redness here and I have rosacea, so I get a little outbreaks every once in a while. So I usually just take just like a little bit like that, and then I just put that all over my face as well, and I try to go in an upward motion, and I do my forehead, and I just kind of let that all sink in, do my neck, up my neck, and I let that sink in just for a few minutes as well. Put the rest on my hands. Can't have two moisturizer hands. And then if it's a day thing, because that was SPF 15, but then what I do is I use this Marcel, it's SPF 30 sheer tint moisturizer, and I have, what's the color I have? I think it's just beige, but it gives you quite cream beige, and it does give you good coverage. And this is really inexpensive. Drugstore, I think it's like $12 or something. And honestly, I just take a little bit like that. I'll show you how much. Just a little pea size like that. And then I use my hand. I know lots of people say you shouldn't do that because, and I just have my little mirror here so I can see what I'm doing, but I do it in my hand, and I use clean hands, just like cooking. Clean hands are your best tool. And then I literally just rub it in. And it does give a little bit of coverage, but not tons. But I also like the SPF. So I don't feel like I'm wearing heavy foundation. This just gives me a little bit of coverage, especially on my red areas, and I do my nose, I'll make sure I don't get sunburnt nose, just because I have this red patch here that just refuses to go away, which is really lovely. Anyway, and I'm very simple application. I don't probably do everything properly. I'm sure I'll get comments about I'm not doing it properly. And then I just do my forehead, and I do my under my eye with this as well. And then I add a little bit because I don't want to get sunburnt here as well. And I have watched a couple of videos where some gals, younger gals, were complaining about age spots there, and it's because you haven't put sunscreen under your eyes. And I always put it there. I don't know why, but just to get rid of the rest. See, I still have a little bit on my hand, so I just kind of keep putting it on till I've finished it all. Get it all in there. Put a little bit down my neck. And then the last little bit off my hand and put it down my neck. Because if I was going to go, say, golfing or some other sport outside, I would put regular sunscreen down my neck. So I'm just going to wash my hand off, get the rest of this off. And, you know, I find it does stay. It does stay all day, because by the time I come home at the end of the day when I wash off my face, I should show you what I use. I just use one of these cloths and I just wet it, wipe all the makeup off my face, including mascara and everything. And then I usually just rinse this out with water, warm water and soap. And it comes out just fine. And then I just throw this in the wash. I use it a couple of times and then I just toss it in the wash. I also use it in the morning when I get up. I rinse this off and just wipe down my face in the morning. I don't cleanse my face in the morning because I've already cleansed it at night and I just want to get off anything that's, you know, if I've sweated or something in the night, older ladies, just to get off all the stuff. So then, because I've just put a little bit of moisturizer around my eyes, I use this is my Merit concealer. It's a bit lighter. And again, I've had this, this lasts a super long time. I've had this probably at least 4 months and I've barely used any product. And I usually just put it in my corners of my eye, up here, here, and I put a little bit on my lid as well. And then I have a tiny little sponge. So I let that sit for a minute, get my sponge nice and wet, not super wet, but damp, and let it puff up a bit, squeeze out the excess water, and then I have my tiny little sponge, becomes a little bit bigger, and then I just pat that in. So that's easy. And then you're not getting the product on your hand either, and it gets in the little corners, the little padding, and it keeps your eyes, like, it keeps it moisturized, and you can just tap that in. I love these little sponges, and I usually buy them just from Amazon. They, you know, they come, like, you can get a container with the regular size. Where is my regular size one, and then this is just a little mini. So really handy. And then I just pat that in. And I find it's fine. It's a good enough coverage for me for like my fast 5-minute thing. And then I just pat a little bit around, get the rest of the product off that. And then I just rinse this off and with warm water. And if it gets really dirty, I clean it maybe once with soap or whatever, use it again, and then I toss it away and start with a fresh one. So you're not having, you know, a dirty sponge on your face, which you don't want anyway. And then now I'm going to start doing my makeup. So this is my Chanel pressed powder, but it comes with a sponge. And you can actually, as you can see, I've had it for a while, you can actually use this sponge wet if you like to add a bit more. I have not done that, but I do have, like, I have a big puffy brush and I just put on a little bit of powder because I like just to set the sunscreen and, you know, the little bit of concealer I put around my eyes. I just kind of set that, and I'd hardly put any on at all, but it does give you a little bit of coverage as well. And then if I find that I have to touch up a bit, I just take the little sponge and I just kind of make sure I don't have any residue around my eyes. Done. That's done with that. And like I said, I just have a little bit of coverage, not huge coverage. That's not what this 5-minute makeup is all about. And then I like to use a bit of bronzer. So I have this e.l.f. 4-color pack. So again, drugstore, inexpensive. I think I got this from Amazon, to be honest. And then I just take my little puffy brush, and the one color I really like is up here, this corner one. This is a bit lighter, and these are a bit darker, but every day I like this color. I just take a little bit, hardly any, tap off some, and then I just put it up here, just to add a little bit of color on my face. Same on the other side, not much, because I don't want to have too much color. I put it up to my forehead here, and then I go down my nose, along my jawline. Just add a little bit of color to my face because I wear a lot of sunscreen, so I'm quite pale. And then I take this little brush and I use this on my eyelids, just to give my eyelids a little bit of color. And then I take my little, where is it? My little eye makeup brush, and I just kind of spread this around a little bit, just to give my eyelids a little bit of color. So that's it for that. e.l.f. is done. I'll close the lid, and then I just, like again, I just kind of give myself a little bit of color on my eyelid with my e.l.f. powder, bronzer. And just for blush, I use this Estee Lauder blush, and I've used most of my makeup used to be Estee Lauder. Now it's like half and half with Chanel and e.l.f. and stuff. And this is Rebellious Rose in Pure Color Envy. So it's kind of a neutral color. And again, I've had it for a while. It's nice little color. It's not super dark, not super pink. It's sort of like a browny rose color. And again, I just tap a little bit, take off the extras, and I just put a little bit up here closer to my eye. Like I said, I'm sure I'm doing this makeup totally, if a makeup artist saw me doing it, they go, oh, I do it totally wrong, which is fine. And I put a little bit on my nose as well. And that's it. So just a tad of color, not too much. As you can see, I don't have tons of product on. And then I go and do my eyes, and I've been using this Laura Mercier. It's actually I don't know if it's eyeliner or eyeshadow. Laura Mercier, what do they call this? It is an eyeliner pencil. It's a Caviar eyeliner pencil in Coca. So it's a brown color. You do have to sharpen it. It's not it's not an automatic pencil. You have to sharpen it. That's the only thing I don't like about it, because I hate sharpening, because I find you waste so much product when you do that. And then I do my tight line in my upper lid under my eyelashes, and I just run this back and forth and put this on, and it makes a big difference for your eyelash line. If you can see the difference, can you see the difference? Yeah. So if you can see the difference, it just makes your upper eyelashes look a bit thicker at the base. So when you put on your mascara, it makes you look like you have more lashes than you do. So I'll do the other side. Anyway, I don't hold my lid. I just run this underneath the lid against the eyelash line, and it stays on all day. All day. I still have to, when I get home in the evening, I still have to take this off. Sometimes I take it off just with my cloth, or I have to actually use makeup remover to get it off, because it won't come off. It stays on that well. And then I'm torn sometimes between which eyeliner to use. Normally, I mean, I do use brown eyeliner. Like I said, that is a Coca, so it is a brown color. But I've been going back to my Charlotte Tilbury. As you can see, it's getting shorter and shorter, but I do like the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner because it stays on all day too. It goes on super easy, really smoothly, and yeah, it's great. I mean, I have to say, Charlotte Tilbury did a great job on, eyeliner. So I'm just gonna, I shouldn't even be doing this, but I do pull my eye down a bit, and then I just put on some eyeliner. And then up in the corner a bit. And again, I'm just using the tight line at the bottom of my eye. And then I move on to my mascara. Now, this is what is this? This is L'Oreal mascara. Again, super, super inexpensive from the drugstore. This mascara is awesome, I have to say. It is one of the best ones I've ever used. And again, it's waterproof, it stays on. And then I just put on my mascara. And, oops, I got a bit there. It doesn't clump. And with me, unfortunately, these few eyelashes over here are permanently bent. So this actually does kind of help. I've tried to straighten them with an eyelash curler, but it doesn't work. So they are permanently bent. And hi, just a quick note. I think my video cut out there when I was talking about the mascara. So I just wanted to just go back and just show you. So I do use the L'Oreal, it is L'Oreal, this big mascara. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's drugstore, so like $8, $9. And then we missed the whole thing about my eyebrows. So I know lots of people have told me I need to get eyebrows, and I know. And I use this L'Oreal, just little eyebrow. It's got a little bit of color, and it just plumps your eyebrows a little bit. But that little bit was just, I don't know why, it just deleted out of my video. So I just wanted to add that in to show you before I continue on with the lip pencil. Anyway, have a great day. I will just continue on in my little video. See you in a minute. Hi, I think for some reason my camera turned off. So I was talking about the Merit lip liner in Bespoke. So I'm just gonna put that on, and I don't overline my lips. And like I said, I think I should, because my lips are, thin, but that's okay. Anyway, so then I use that. And if I'm going out, maybe an evening thing, I'd use a darker lipstick. This is the medium Charlotte Tilbury, but this is the original Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the original, so it's a bit lighter. So I just fill in my lips a little bit. I find that this does stay on, which is good. So it's more of a nude. And then this is a Merit lip oil. And again, what color is this? Shoot, now I can't read it. Anyway. Oh, Twin Set. And it's really nice lip oil. I really like it. And then I just put that on. A little shine. And that's it. That's my 5-minute makeup for the day. And then, of course, I would do something with my hair, which I will, and I'll come back and show you when I'm all done up. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I just fluffed my hair. I don't wash my hair every day. I do it maybe every 3 days, just because my hair is dry too. So this is like a day 2 hairstyle that I would wear, just because I'd wear a hairband. I just straightened my hair with my, who's this by? Conair. I love these. I have one of mine just like this just broke. So I actually have 2 more. So I have it. This is my second one. Anyway, I just do straighten my hair a little bit, wear a hairband, or I might even wear it up or whatever. But normally I just wear it like this if I'm just running around, and I will change. I'm just wearing my house dress anyway. So that's my little 5-minute makeup. I hope you enjoy the video. I haven't done one of these for a long time, so anyway, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. It is Canada Day coming up here in Canada because I'm from Canada. So I hope everybody has a lovely long weekend. And I will see you in my next one. But please give me a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe if you like. Anyway, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.